Hello, it is us again here at United Way, but we're out and about once again. This time we are visiting Coyote Hill. Coyote Hill is an organization that we support at United Way. Coyote Hill, you can't get anything out of that name. You could not imagine what that organization does. So let's go on in and learn about the great work that they do at this organization. Hello.
Hi, welcome. Come on in.
Hey, well, so this is Brittany, and I think we're just going to take a seat and sit and chat to discuss like the great work here. So, Brittany, first and foremost, let's say who you are. Tell us who you are, and then let's give you. I want to hear a Cliff Note version of what led you here as well.
Cliff Note. Okay.
Is that even possible?
Whole life story. I'm Brittany McCaskey. I'm the Hannibal Area Coordinator for Coyote Hill. I grew up in Palmyra. My parents fostered for half my childhood and adopted, and then that led me to want to help others and did some different things, but met some people and went to Coyote Hill to visit and loved it, and so my husband and I moved there and fostered for 3 years.
So Coyote Hill is a place.
Yes, it's a place. So we have Coyote Hill, it's now a foster community, but when we were there, it was a children's home. So we were hired there. We'd only been married for 14 months, so it was a good time. And we fostered anywhere from 6 to 8 kids at that time. And then we ended up adopting our 3 and moving back to Palmyra and started Coyote Hill Hannibal, where we trained and licensed new foster families in the area. And we've been doing that for almost 3 years now.
And so now, Coyote Hill Hannibal, if individuals in the community are interested in becoming foster parents, Coyote Hill is where ultimately they are trained, licensed, and most importantly, supported.
Yeah. We love it all, but we really love supporting our foster families through advocacy. So we actually have court this afternoon that we're going with a couple of families. We can go to team meetings with them. We had a family welcome in a child this weekend, and so we ordered pizza and had that delivered and have been checking on them, and we'll help at Christmas time, back to school time. So really walking the journey with the foster families, because it can be hard, and about 50% of foster families quit nationwide because of the lack of support, so that's where we want to go heavy. And in Hannibal, we've had a 100% retention rate in our first year, each year a family's been licensed, so it's been really incredible with a good response here.
And tell us a little bit about what it takes to become a foster family. What does it take? You talked about training and licensing.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah, so we actually have a training starting in a couple weeks. Ours will be in 2 weeks, so if anyone's interested.
Give her a call.
Yes. We do a home visit with families before class starts to make sure it's a good fit. We give them kind of the rundown of all the paperwork we'll do, and then they sign up for classes, and those are 10 sessions. So we typically do 10 weeks of training. It ends up being 30 hours of in-person or virtual training. And in the midst of that, we're writing a home study, doing background checks, references, and really getting to know that family. So when it comes time for them to get placement calls, we know really kind of the ideal fit, and not being just a home that can take a child with an empty bed, but that can really mentor and love on that child and it be a good fit. So we are hoping that they have less placements. Most kids in Missouri have 4 different foster homes before they find permanency, and they're in care for 2 years. So think that's about every 6 months kids are moving, and that's hard for relationships. So we really want a good fit from the beginning.
And so you really ensure you get to know those families, get to know interests, likes, desires, personalities, all the things.
Yes. Yep.
To ensure them when a child comes into care, you can assess that child, figure out who they are, try to figure out who they are, and then put them in a home where hopefully they will be successful and be able to stay until they somehow don't need to be in foster care anymore.
Yes, yeah. So to find permanency is really where the goal really is reunification, and more than half of those kids do go back home in the state of Missouri, but there's times that they don't, and so we want to find families that can adopt or do guardianship or help them transition well into adulthood.
Perfect. And for me, foster care is something that's near and dear to my heart. I always say my husband and I accidentally became foster parents, which sounds strange until you learn that we met a child who needed a home because she didn't have any options, and we became her 16th foster home. 16th.
1-6, yeah.
Yes, 1-6. 16th foster home in 4 years.
Yeah.
And so for me, I just see in the support that's needed, I joke and smile about, but definitely having that wraparound support is so critical. So critically important. So really, Brittany, we're talking today about ways that people can help. So what can people do to help you at Coyote Hill? I mean, sign up to become a foster parent if you're of interest.
Yes. But not everyone could, and not everyone should be a foster parent.
There we heard.
So,
we heard.
It does take special people, but you don't have to be a saint. There's not a whole lot of saints doing this work. We're just kind of normal, regular people. Some stay-at-home parents, but often both parents work, and so that's totally fine. But what can people do? So we have prayer cards that you can stop by our office and get a couple of those, or we can pass them out at your churches. And it has a name of a foster family or a child or a biological child in a foster home, because I think they're often overlooked. If you have kids of your own, you're inviting lots into your home. So praying for those as well. We're looking for gift cards and for snacks, back to school, after school snacks. So granola bars, popcorn, fruit cups, things that can be of help of that. We're also looking for respite providers, so someone to help take kids on a weekend to give a foster parent a break, or if they have a wedding or a funeral. It's a safe place that maybe family can't do because they're at the same event, that we have these vetted families that want to love and support families but aren't quite ready to.
And I always call it more like going to aunt and uncle's house, like the single aunt and uncle.
Yes.
I say single aunt and uncle, like the aunt and uncle who don't have kids yet. Their house.
Yeah. And it's a great way if you have littles who you're like, maybe we want to foster one day. It's a good way to get your feet wet. It's kind of on your own schedule. But we're also, I know school just started, but we'll need Christmas sponsors. So businesses, small groups, individuals. We have close to 30 kids in foster care right now in the Hannibal area in homes. And we also help with some of the biological siblings, so we will need lots and lots of people. And that's super fun. The kids fill out their wish list, and we send that exact list to the donor, so you shop for what they exactly want, instead of like just receiving some gifts. It's really personalized to that child. So that's super fun for our donors to be able to go and do. So
who doesn't like shopping for kids for Christmas?
Yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of ways to help.
Yes.
Talk about that, Angela.
So, Coyote Hill is part of our Everyone Can Help Someone campaign. And Brittany has given us lots of ways that you can also become part of our campaign. We are trying to get more and more people involved. So if you can't help with a monetary donation, you can help with your time or your talent. So we do encourage you to reach out to us at United Way or directly to Brittany and find a way that you two can become involved and help someone today.
Thank you.